We just completed cropping our image in Photoshop. And now we're going to open up Illustrator to import our image so that we can trace over that. So go ahead and open up Illustrator, go up to the left of the page and go to File. Now we're not going to go to Open, we're going to go to New. We want to create a file that is going to be our printable size area. So ultimately, we have to print on a 23 by 18 inch or 18 by 23 inch surface area. In this case, our surface we'll be printing on is going to be canvas. So the first thing we want to do is change from points to inches. Now, how do we know whether we want a 23 wide or 18 wide or 23 high or 18 high in size? One thing that's going to determine that is going to be the orientation that we want our stretched canvas that our pattern is on, how we want it to actually look with our board that we'll be creating for this final project. So you can have either portrait or landscape. For us, we're going to actually stick with portrait. So we're thinking right now for this composition that I'm working on that I want to do an actual landscape style finish for my board. In that case, if I'm doing a landscape style finish for my board is going to measure 30 wide and 20 high. And that's because your boards have to be 30 by 20 or 20 by 30. But I'm looking at 30 wide, 20 high, okay, which is landscape. However, I want to put my textile canvas to the right of my board when I present it. So in that case, in order for the dimensions to match up of what my pattern on the canvas is, the height of that, to match the height of my board, which is going to be 20 inches high, I want to actually put my width to be 18 and my height to be 23. Okay? So once you finish your patterns and they're printed, you're going to be stretching these over stretcher bars that you make. Ultimately, the size of your piece that is stretched over the stretcher bars will actually measure 15 by 20 or 20 by 15. So in this case, if we put our width at 18 and our height at 23, but we do need it to be portrait, then that means our width will be 15 when we're done with our canvas, and our height will be 20 when we're done stretching our canvas. So that height of 20 inches actually matches the height of what I'm thinking I'm going to do for my final board. Because the height of my final board is going to be 20 inches high by 30 inches wide. We'll go ahead and click OK. And it's going to open up a new board for us. So here, this section here, this is called your actual paper space that you'll be working with. So now we can go ahead and import our image. We're going to go to File, and as you'll see, there's no import on here. We're going to use the Place tool. When we use Place, we'll be able to see that we can actually take our JPEG image that we saved out of Photoshop, click on that, and hit Place to open it. Our image is then placed in the center of our artboard. So this is how you import images into Illustrator.